Hi, I'm Joce.
Hi, I'm Claudia.
And this is the Let's Get Down to Business podcast.
We're two cousins on opposite ends of the globe with a lot of opinions about figure skating.
And we're here to deliver the news, recaps, and let you know which unexpected skater is going to join the Merry Hodgepodge team being coached by Lee Barkell. Hi, welcome to episode 1. So this is going to be a random assortment of figure skating news that took place in the off season. We're going to cover coaching changes, retirements, programs, and at the end, we're going to do a general overview of the season layout and what this crazy COVID season is going to look like. But before we do that, let's do like a quick introduction of ourselves. Claudia, why don't you go first?
Hey guys, this is Claudia. I am from Australia. And I started figure skating when I was like 7 or 8 because one of my family friends did a birthday party at an ice rink and I just fell in love, went straight up to a coach and was just like, hi, I want lessons. And so my parents were like, what? Okay, you've already asked. So yeah, and that was the start of it. And I ended up competing all the way up to nationals in like, I think 2008, I think, or 9. I can remember things. And I ended up winning primary ladies national champion of Australia, which is like juvenile level for the Americans out there. And then life hit me square in the face, and I still skated up into my late teens, but didn't end up competing after that. So I left on a high note, which, I mean, Alëna Kanysheva is still the world champion right now, so
you know, the world champion. Yeah, that she is.
Same deal. That she is. So same deal. You leave on a high and say bye. Yeah, that's me. Joce, what about you?
And I'm Joce. I have a less requited figure skating career than that, but I live in the Bay Area of California near San Francisco, and we were mentioning, Claudia and I are cousins. She's actually my husband's cousin. Me and my husband have a beautiful toddler girl, which is just lovely. As much fun as it sounds. She's almost 2 now. And I actually do not figure skate myself. However, obviously Claudia does. But I've been watching for a long time. Me and my best friend Samantha watched the 2010 Olympics together in a movie theater because we had to pay $5 to go and watch figure skating in a movie theater. And then we also watched the 2014 Olympics that way. And
at least you got a movie theater.
I know, right? Go movie theaters. It's like Despicable Me in Cinema 1. Olympics figure skating in Cinema 2, and we did not want to watch Minions, so here we were watching Evan Lysacek and Patrick Chan. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah, well, if you want to learn more about us, go listen to our introduction episode, but for now, that's all you get.
That's all you get. Leave you in suspense.
So let's get started with the off-season news for the 2020-2021 skating season.
And boy, do we have a lot.
Look, normally off-season is just like, okay, you get the few coaching changes, retirements here and there, but this has been wild.
This has truly been wild, okay? And I think obviously a lot of that has to do with the fact that off-season has literally been from since they canceled Worlds till now. So,
oh my God, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it's been a long-ass off-season, okay? It's been a minute.
We didn't even get World Team Trophy.
No, we didn't even get World Team Trophy. We've been deprived.
I was holding out for World Team Trophy like everybody else.
All right, should we do some coaching changes?
Yes, we shall.
All right, the first coaching change we have is Bradie Tennell. She has now gone to Tom Z. How do we feel about that?
You know those things where you're like, I'm surprised, but not really, and like that doesn't change anything about the whole entire opinion or package. That's what I feel about this.
Yeah, I think I'm interested to kind of see how he changes like her image, because like we know, like in the 2018 season leading up to the Olympics, her package was very much about like this ice princess Cinderella story, and then the following season they tried to change it up with like a sassier, kind of more attitude filled short program, and I think I will be very interested to see what Tom attempts to do with her.
Yeah. Look, I liked that sassy side. I think Bradie just, you cannot ever fault Bradie for not trying her maximum. She always tries her hardest. It was just the costumes weren't great and everything else wasn't great. But I mean, her jumps are solid. Tom Z is obviously known as a jump technician, and not necessarily the best choreographer or packager. So I would be interested to see, or at least know what was behind the move. But obviously with coaching changes, you want to see what they're like afterwards. So definitely keeping an eye on Bradie for sure.
Yeah, and I did watch her at the ISP Points Challenge. Obviously, we'll get into that in episode 3. But
Yep.
I think it's too soon to tell, judging based on what we've seen. Everyone seems to be a little rusty at this point. We don't really know who's been super training and who hasn't. So I guess we'll keep our eyes peeled for her.
Yeah, I think that's just the case with everybody, as well as just in general coaching changes and getting accustomed to a new, new schedule, new place, and all of that shebang. And speaking of adjustments, we've got Alyssa Liu to Massimo Scali, Laurie Nickel, and Lee Barkell.
This is skater number 1 joining our hodgepodge skaters being coached by Lee Barkell. I feel like Lee Barkell has a very interesting mix. He's got Gabby Daleman, Satoko Miyahara, Vincent Zhou, and now we have Alyssa Liu. How do we feel about this TikTok potential?
The TikTok potential is really, really good. I also think they should do a terrace house for Lee Barkell.
Or like a Big Brother.
Dude, Gabby Daleman would smash Big Brother. Like those diary room entries will be so fire. Ugh, that would get ratings for sure.
That would be so good. She would be like that one person that does the HOH and all the physical HOHs. She would be picking like 2 people to face off that would just be like the rudest, like most like diabolical planning.
You know who she reminds me of?
Ew.
Rachel.
Yeah, she's Rachel on Big Brother.
She's such a Rachel. Like, she's got that talent and explosive power, but at other times you're like, you're really questionable.
Yeah, and I feel like in her intro package, they're going to give her the key and she's going to be like, I'm a pageant queen. I'm a figure skater. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I just think that that's the way that she's going to package herself. She's like, I'm a triple threat. And that's going to be like her brand.
Yeah, and she would never vacate the HOH room. Like, she would just, she'll be squatting throughout the entire season. And like, props to that, because like, why not?
Why not, right? She'll be the HOH room squatter.
And Alyssa Liu will be like, I don't know, she's just going to be the bouncing around type girl who everyone like just loves.
I know, she'll be so cute. Speaking of Alyssa, I live near Oakland, and when we went to, Claudia, you were here for this, we went to the Oakland ice rink last year, kind of by Christmas, and it was literally like Alyssa Liu central. Like it was a lot of Alyssa Liu. So
I think I was just primarily mad that we missed her, because like the session or 2 after, she was on the ice and we saw it on Instagram, and I'm like, really?
I just like, damn it. I think it'll be really interesting to see kind of where she progresses from here, because in my opinion, I think she has gone as far as she could with Laura Lepetsky. But also, to my knowledge, she is going to be still skating in Oakland, obviously, because Lee Barkell is in Canada. And Massimo will be there with her, and they'll be communicating via Skype or video or whatever with Laurie and Lee Barkell.
Yeah. Look, I think that she obviously needs to inject some speed and skating skills into her programs. She's still very young, so hopefully her technique keeps up. But hopefully, yeah, the working with Laurie and Massimo will pay off in dividends, and we'll get to see a little America's call to the Russian juniors, because she's definitely got that personality, the spunk and everything. So
she's so cute. She's heckin' cute. She's like a dog meme. Heckin' cute.
And she's like, what, under 5 foot? God, that's like bean size. We love bean size people.
She's truly bean sized. All right, why don't we do our next coaching change? We have Alexia Paganini has moved to Stefan Lambiel. Claudia, how do you feel about that?
I'm actually really excited about this. Like, finally going to Switzerland and training there, because she used to train in Hackensack, New Jersey. Obviously, she competes for Switzerland, but she did say she attributed this switch to the effects of COVID in the US and a desire for change and for everything to be a bit more professional and organized. Stefan's been like racking up some skaters in his school. I think that if he can help Alexia just add a bit more, X factor and star power, like she'll be able to move up in those ranks, because she's been sitting kind of like in the big European competitions and world. She's been sitting in kind of like the top 10-ish area, depending on how well she does. But hopefully, if she gets more consistent, it'll be really nice to see her kind of jump up and start to infiltrate the top groups more.
Yeah, I think Alexia has definitely always had potential. I totally agree. I think that she has just needed someone to kind of give her a kick, she needs some hot Cheetos,
And those hot Cheetos will come from Shoma Uno.
Those hot Cheetos will come from Shoma Uno. She needs to go from regular Cheetos to hot Cheetos. This is my analogy for Alexia Paganini, and I'm sticking with it.
Now I want some hot Cheetos. But yeah, no,
I want some hot Cheetos.
I think her being in the same rink as all of Stefan's skaters and Shoma will really give her that push, because even though, they're men's skaters, that technical competition will definitely give her a kick up the butt and get her going, which will be great because she has a heckin' great lutz and we want to see more of it.
For sure.
All right, let's move to another somebody who left Lee Barkel, and that's Vincent Zhou. He went to Tom Z and Christy Kroll. He's keeping Mia Hamada on his team. Wait, really? Yeah. You know what? I've lost track of how many times Vincent has changed coaches. I don't know where he is. I just know he skates for America.
Wait, hang on. I understand that this is in the Google Doc, okay? But I'm just every time I see this, I'm shocked and flabbergasted that he's moving coaches again.
Are you really that shocked, though? This is kind of just okay, Vincent's changed. Cool. Add another one to the list. But, look, he's been a bit quiet. I did enjoy his Olympic performances-ish. Enjoyed-ish. I think he really left everything out on the table there, but I think he just needs to, just like Alexia, needs a little kick up the butt just to get him going and to actually perform on ice, because I think that's where he's a bit lacking. You can see how hard he tries, though.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely enjoyed his Olympic performances. I liked Moulin Rouge, although both you and I know that Tessa and Scott are the original Moulin Rouge. But, I really enjoyed his Moulin Rouge. And also, this past season, obviously he wasn't very active. He was studying. He was at Brown. Go Brown. Love Brown. But the programs that he did pull out, the one that I really enjoyed was a short program. Mm-hmm. I will say that I wasn't expecting him to pull that song, that rhythm out of the bag, but I was pleasantly surprised by how much his jumps had kept up. We were seeing a few less under rotations than he normally had, so I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what this next coaching change will bring him.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's a very similar to Bradie situation, kind of just the male and female versions of each other almost. Look, Tom Z will work his own lovely magic.
Yes.
And we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. Okay, we're going to do some Russian coaching changes now, but we're going to go into a ton of detail about these and how we feel about them in our next episode, where we're going to cover our Russian test skates. So here we're just going to kind of list them, and we're not going to do a lot of detail about them. So
yeah, I mean, the major ones that everyone really knows about is Mikhail Kolyada going to Alexei Mishin. That I rate that this move a lot. I really do. And we'll definitely see.
But we're going to talk more about that later.
Yeah. We'll see how that works out in terms of consistency. We've got Alyona Kostornaia and Sasha Trusova to Plushenko, which obviously was the big drama stirrer of the entire off-season. It was great for my drama feed.
Oh, but wait, this next one is even better for my drama feed.
Oh my god, this wasn't even drama feed. This was just the atomic bomb at the end. You're just this is so 2020 that like
Listen, Claudia, I was in bed. It was literally like 5 in the morning, okay? I think I had gotten up to like get a drink of water. And then I had like 5 texts from my other friend Melanie, who is both a mom and figure skating photographer. But she was like, "Oh my gosh, did you hear the news?" And I was like, "Oh my God, what?" And then I went to look, and it was the news that Evgenia Medvedeva had switched coaches from Brian Orser and Tracy Wilson back to Eteri. Like, excuse me, if this is not the most 2020 figure skating news, I don't even know what could be.
I honestly thought it was a scam. As in, like, the headline was just like, I read it wrong. I was just like, I know my reading skills can go out the window sometimes. Like, what is going on? And I was like, excuse me, Evgenia, you would just FaceTime Brian Orser. Like, what is this betrayal? I mean, although I completely understand it, but
this is the ultimate chaotic evil move. It's the ultimate chaotic evil move.
Look, we will discuss this later because this would take 3 hours if we continue to discuss it now.
You're right. We need to be quiet.
Yeah, we need to be quiet for now. Get the suspense going. So we'll move on to retirements. Yeah, a bunch of people, very, very interesting people like Sergei Voronov have retired this season. Some Russian lady skaters have put in their retirement notice after like 5,000 years off the scene. So big shocker. So we've got Daria Panenkova, Elena Radionova finally saying goodbye. We have Maria Sortskova saying goodbye as well. To go to fashion school, I guess. Look, her dresses have always been great. I've always been a fan of her dresses.
They're top notch. I love them.
They're top notch, absolutely. And we have Valentina Marche saying goodbye, who's like, honestly, she's a queen. She's queen level. Like,
we love her. We stan.
We bow for her career.
Yay.
She's given us a lot of sass. So that's been great. Thank you, Valentina. And how about partner splits and changes this off-season, Joce?
So first we have Avonley Nguyen and Vadym Kolesnik. They are a junior ice dance pair. I was honestly pretty shocked about this when I heard. I mean, I'm not super into junior ice dance, but I have watched them before. I have enjoyed them before. They seemed like a solid pair. I was pretty surprised.
I think everyone was, really. And especially the messages, what Avonley wrote. You were just like, oh, okay. I will find a partner who wants to work. And you're like, okay, the shade is coming out.
Oh, no.
I honestly thought I thought the split was because, well, maybe it is because Vadym wouldn't be released by his federation. But yeah, I think you, me, and everyone else was really shocked by this split. We all know that Avonley is a true star power here. Avonley is like the mini Meryl Davis. She really is. She's got that sass about her. She's got that quiet, like, I will like kill you eyes, but like, look at me, I'm freaking gorgeous. Yeah, so we'll see which lucky guy gets to be paired up with Avonley. Yeah. And we've got Alexia Scimeca-Knierim and Brandon Frazier. We've kicked the Chris Knierim out. He's still spinning on the ice somewhere. He's still spinning.
Somehow, Chris Knierim has kept spinning on the ice. And, I think obviously we all saw this one coming, during that at last when Alexa was carrying on the program by her lone self. I think we knew that it was time for Alexa and Brandon to pair up. I think we also knew that Brandon and Haven were going to split eventually, so I don't think anyone is super surprised at this one either.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm excited though. Something new, 2 great pair skaters. If they can pull it off.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
I reckon we're in for a nice watch. So yeah, do we know what music they're skating to?
I don't think so. But, with the news before that Tara and Danny are changing coaches, we obviously have Jessica and Brian, who are very solid. And now we have Alexa, who I personally really enjoy, and Brandon. I think that U.S. pairs is going to make a change.
That's actually really deep field.
Yeah.
But my personal little lovely-dovely junior lady, Alëna Kanysheva, who after doing a quad toe with a Terry, was just like, I am severely injured and so will no longer do single skating and go to ice dance. We were all like, what? But she found a guy, Andrei Pylin, and I want to see her ice dance. She is the cutest fairy in the entire world. I stan her. I'm ready for this whenever it comes.
We love it. Yes, whenever it comes is the key word, obviously, throughout the whole podcast.
Yep. All right, let's talk about programs, though. The music choices for this season, and pretty much just any program we want to talk about, really. I know you're excited for a particular skater.
Okay, I really want to talk about Mariah Bell, okay? So I think last season we had a very energetic Britney Spears choreographed by Adam Rippon for the short program. And then we had Hallelujah for the free skate. So it was kind of like an energetic short program and like a lovely classical free skate.
Oh, you said lovely classical free skate. I said snooze fest. As in the music, not Mariah Bell. She's great. I love her. But like, we've heard enough of Hallelujah. I don't need a full 4 minutes of it. Thank you very much. In my own personal opinion. So I'm very glad of her free skate choice this year.
Yeah.
ABBA medley.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so fun fact about me. Mamma Mia is one of my favorite movies ever. I don't watch a lot of movies with real human beings in them and much prefer animation. Claudia's laughing at me.
I love it though. I love you.
However, Mamma Mia is literally one of my favorite movies in the entire world, and I've just been waiting for someone to do an ABBA medley, okay? We had a lot of Charlie Chaplin. We get a lot of Elvis. We get a lot of Guns N' Roses. Never in my life have I seen someone do an ABBA medley. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what songs are we going to get? Are we going to get a Honey Honey? Are we going to get a Gimme Gimme Gimme? I mean, obviously we're going to get a Dancing Queen.
Oh yeah. I think Ralph would be like, you have to put Winner Takes It All in there. You have to. That is the only way you're going to win. And I wouldn't mind it. But I think the real question is, are we going to hear Pierce Brosnan singing or actual ABBA singing? Because Pierce Brosnan in a full arena.
Oh my gosh. This is like Pierce Brosnan's dream, okay, is to be heard by an entire arena singing ABBA. And, you know, Winner Takes It All is literally like, if Raph had a MySpace page, that would be the song that would be on his MySpace page when you click on it. It would literally be, you know, like when you have turned the volume all the way up and you click on someone's MySpace page and it just blasts you. That's
But
Raph's
he would
MySpace.
have it hidden. It would be his guilty pleasure. It'd be on like his iTunes record that he's played it like 5,000 times, but he'll hide the song.
Yeah, and once you click on his MySpace page, it'll just like, boom, appear. This is what's happening. This is the narrative. I'm going with it.
No, I'm going with that too. And Glitter in the Air by Pink and Adam Rippon for a short program. Like that whole combination and partnership, hats off. I love it. It's great. I'm here for anything campy by Adam Rippon because it turns out spectacular.
Lovely. All right. And next, her boyfriend.
Roman Ponsar. You know what? They definitely had a conversation about doing medleys for their free skate. He's doing an Elvis medley. You know, why don't we hop on the velour bandwagon? He should be in purple velour for the Elvis medley. Shoma would be really, really happy considering he's keeping both
Shoma would be so proud.
He'd be so proud considering he's keeping both his short and free for this season. He's like, I need to extend my velour influence to somebody else, and that is Roman Ponsar.
Yeah, he's like, where is my creative energy going to go if not creating velour suits head to toe for myself? Obviously, it's going to be for him.
Yeah.
And I feel like he is one of those people, Roman, not Shoma, who has once either been an Elvis impersonator for his company Christmas party or dressed up as Elvis for Halloween. I feel like this is just the energy that he gives off. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is just the energy that I'm feeling from him.
You know what? I haven't heard that before, but I'm on board with it. I will not correct you.
Thanks, Claudia. I love the support.
Yeah. And there's no more support for Amber Glenn and Gravity for her free skate.
You know, I feel like Amber Glenn, I love Gravity, okay? Like, it's a great song.
Me too.
I feel like she's had it for like a million years, even though it's probably not true. I feel like I've seen it a lot, and I'm happy that she has a new free skate.
Let me tell you, I'm so excited for Amber Glenn this season. I'm so excited. Her TikTok has been on fire, that triple axel. If she can pull it off, which I think she can, bam, I'm here for it.
We love Amber Glenn. I stan Amber Glenn. And, I think that her performance of Scars at Nationals last year was just like, it was so nice. I feel like if I was in person for that program, I probably would have cried. Okay, next is literally one of my favorite skaters in the world. If not, maybe my favorite skater right now, who is Kaori Sakamoto.
Woohoo!
Okay, Claudia, I'm pissed. I'm so mad, okay? Okay, so, little story for you. So, me and my friend Melanie that I was talking about earlier, we went to Skate America last year together.
So jealous.
And it was so exciting because it was both of our first trips away from our little babies. And our partners manned the fort at home and were on baby duty. But we were both so heckin' stoked about Kaori skating to No Roots for her short program. She literally had the entire 1/3 filled arena clapping on beat for her. And her red costume with all the cutouts was fire. And she was so happy with herself when she skated that program. Like, she was like feeling it, okay? Like, this was her energy. And I feel like last season, or I guess the season before that, she had kind of very like melodic, lyrical programs. And you can tell that she was just like so into this. Like, she was like feeling herself, okay?
Like, she's great at the lyrical programs, but like, she's got some spunk in her too.
Yeah, and I think that this last season, the No Roots for the short program and the Matrix free skate were like so her energy. Like, you could literally see it on her face. She was like parched for these programs, okay? Kaori was parched. But this season, I'm so upset. We are not keeping No Roots. We are keeping Matrix, which I'm glad, because there's one point in time in the program where she almost cuts all the judges' heads off.
No, okay, you know what? I am both upset that she's not keeping No Roots, but also glad because that opens up the opportunity for her to bring it back for the Olympic season. And I am here for an Olympic short program to No Roots by Kaori Sakamoto in that red dress with the whole entire arena clapping for her. I want that to happen. This opens the door. And if she doesn't do it, I will be mad. But for now, with the possibility, I'm going to let it fly because we get to see Matrix again. So that's all right.
That's all right. Okay. And yeah. And we get to see the black pleather suit, the black and green pleather suit and the bun. We love it. And we get to see her facial expressions and we get to see her cut off the judges' heads. It's great.
You know what's great though? Out of all of the people who have skated to the Matrix, this is honestly the most fire costume. The men should take notes because all of their costumes have been so goddamn shit.
Take notes,
so
man.
Take notes. Kaori is the style queen. And that's the tea.
That's the tea.
Our next program is from May Berenice Miete, skating to If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys. She's on fire with all of these songs. I'm so keen.
I'm so excited for this, okay? I've been waiting for some like classic 90s, early 2000s R&B. Like, this is like the vibe that I live for. But like, no one's doing it except for her. I'm crushed.
No, but she's here for it. She's our representative. She gets us. And I mean, if you skate to Beyonce at the Olympics, you know you've got taste.
Yeah,
That's
and you
all
whip
I'm
out the
saying.
Alicia Keys in a couple years. I'm here for it.
Are you here for Keegan Messing's music choices?
Okay, I got to see Perfect in person and I literally cried through the whole thing. Okay, so I'm so glad because he didn't get to bring it. I mean, obviously he couldn't go to Worlds. We know the Canadian man drama. Okay, like we were there for all of it. I understand, but I'm just so glad that he gets to skate this again. It was dedicated to his wife. This was his wedding song. I'm getting emotional just talking about it, but I'm so glad that he gets to bring it back. I think that he really enjoyed it when he skated at that time at Skate America. So I'm just glad that he gets to skate it again for another season.
Who knew that you would be saying, you know, I got emotional over Keegan Messing?
This is true.
No, I'm excited to see him skate. Like, I'm very kind of hot and cold with his skating. He's got amazing jumps, but he's kind of got the really like Philippe Candeloro-esque style where it's like messy at times, but when he's on, it's just like, wow.
His knee bend is just like, ugh. We live for the knee bend.
Oofed. Yeah. Anyway, I want to talk about Jason Brown.
Don't we all want to talk about Jason Brown? Okay, what do you want to say about Jason Brown?
when the On Ice Perspectives videos released, I was on the bus and I was just like, oh, okay, I don't have my headphones, so I can't like put this on loud. And so I was just watching Jason's lovely skating and I'm like, okay, Cinnamon, Slaughter on 10th Avenue, okay. And then I got home, turned up the volume, and I was in love. I was in complete love with both of them.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this. I mean, I think Jason can skate to anything. I am still very emotionally stuck in his musical phase. I will always be emotionally stuck there. Maybe I need to go to therapy to resolve that part of my inner child. But I think that I am so excited to see these programs. I think the On Ice Perspective previews were amazing. I think that he always kind of pulls it out of the bag at the beginning of the season to kind of give us this like hype and anticipation, which he did last season too with the Schindler's List. So I'm super stoked for this.
I hope he gets his jumps all together. I mean, we all know that his triple jumps are great. Technique is spotless. Let's hope he gets a quad that he can finally land consistently, and so that can push him up. Because he is competing with a bunch of quad kings, one of which being Nathan Chen, whom I'm so excited for his music selections, honestly. Not so much his short program, because Asturias is, we've heard it, but Philip Glass selections for his free skate.
Oh my gosh.
I'm such a fan. I've been waiting for somebody to skate to Philip Glass selections for so long, and of course Nathan does it.
Who else? But I think the I mean, a part of me is sad that we don't get Rocket Man and Benny and the Jets, because I love a little hunched over necklace hip hop number in the middle of the free skate.
I also love the fashion show that he gave us.
We love the fashion show. We love the glimpses of torso. Like, no, but to be serious about this, we'll talk about this more later, but he did skate his programs and I think they're amazing. I hope that he keeps the button down white shirt and black pants that we saw when he did skate it. I think Philip Glass is great for him because from what we saw, he was able to kind of, everyone always talks about like Nathan Chen has ballet training, but we never get to see it because, he has this kind of posture that he carries all the time. But I think that these new selections allow him to kind of show that. And I'm super stoked.
Yeah. And we know that he's going to build on that and refine it as the season goes on. So I think at the end of the season, this is going to be a really, really great free skate for him.
Yes. Yeah. Super excited. Next up, we have Andrew Torgashev, who is skating to Dream Battle Cry and Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. And, I I think of all the skaters who could potentially skate to Imagine Dragons. And I think Andrew Torgashev, I think this is on brand for him. What do you think?
I think it's on brand. And he also stole my 15-year-old workout playlist. So,
all right, I have opinions about this next one. So we're going to move into a little bit of dance here. We're going to start with Hubble and Donahue. I have a lot of feelings about this. So last season we had the rhythm dance, which they've kept the rhythm dance this year.
Yay.
However, Hubble and Donahue did not keep their rhythm dance. They have switched from My Heart Belongs to Daddy. Oh, I am cringing just saying that out loud. But we are switching from My Heart Belongs to Daddy to Burlesque for the rhythm.
And my question is that any better?
We'll wait and see.
Look, there's been enough Russian music cuts of Burlesque. I'm kind of done with Christina Aguilera's wailing. And that Hubble and Donahue are just going to really ramp up the camp in Burlesque.
Gonna eat it up.
But you know what? I'm just happy that there's no more Heart Belongs to Daddy. Just saying that, yeah, it's a bit of a cringe.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's going to keep her big fur coat for Burlesque. Maybe she'll turn it into a skirt or something.
Oh,
but,
upcycling.
Yeah.
Upcycling the costume.
You know what? We're here for sustainability.
Save the planet. Climate change is real.
So going through the list of programs, I still feel like there is way too much, too darn hot.
It was too darn hot last season. It is still too darn hot. Maybe that is a side effect of climate change. It is just too darn
Keeping
hot.
let's roll with the same theme. But another dance team that didn't keep their rhythm dance was Papadakis and Cizeron. They're not keeping their Fame rhythm dance, which obviously everyone loved. It was great. But they're skating to the artist soundtrack now, which, you know what? I think they'll do well in it. I think they're just trying to keep things fresh and keep things new, which fair game to them.
Yeah, I think that I personally really liked the Fame. I really wanted them to keep the Fame when I heard that the rhythm dance was not going to change the season. It was kind of similar to like the Lila and Lewis like disco program. It's got that same bop, you know, that boppy vibe. I really wanted them to keep Fame, but I mean, Gabby and Guillaume can do no wrong, so not too mad that they're not keeping Fame.
All right, so let's get into some miscellaneous news. Let's start with Amber Glenn's gorgeous triple axel that she showcased on TikTok.
Oh my gosh, we stan.
Joce.
We love it. Yeah.
I'm so excited. It looks so good.
Great. It looks fully rotated. It looks like it is height.
It's punchy. It looks like it can definitely be consistent. Hopefully she can pull it out and keep it, you know, and compete well with it. Ooh, it's heating up. But like,
yeah, you know, of all the American women, I was thinking, you know, who's going to get a triple axel next? And a lot of people were talking about, is it going to bring Mariah? Is it going to be Bradie? But like, look at Amber Glenn. She's like, excuse me, ladies.
She's got nothing to lose though. She's got nothing to lose. She's going all out and I respect her for it.
Yeah, this could really be a good thing for American ladies skating because, you know, as we know at the last Olympics, we were like 9th, 10th, and 11th or something. So I'm hoping that this round...
Yeah, she's pulling Alysa Tuktamisheva. She's going, you know what? An old dog can learn new tricks and I'm going to show all the youngsters how to do it. So props to her.
Props to her for sure.
Another props is to Yulia Lipnitskaya, who became a mother. What?
Woohoo! Mom's Club.
Mom's Club. I don't think anyone knew she was pregnant.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I remember just seeing that she had a baby and I was like, oh, I didn't, ma'am, I didn't know that you were pregnant, ma'am.
No, I'm really happy for her. I think given, you know, her history with skating and, you know, obviously what made her retire, she deserves it all.
She deserves so much happiness. So congratulations to her and her family.
And more kid news, more baby news. Michael Březina and Danielle Montalbano also had a kid.
And okay, get this. There was an Instagram story that I think one of them posted and then Nathan reposted on his story. Nathan like went over to their place and sat in their patio, like at their little patio table and presented their child with this pair of Nike shoes.
Which is incredibly on brand. Like he's probably just like, oh, I no longer fit these shoes. I might just re-gift them.
I might just re-gift them. It's a gift for my Nike sponsorship. But like, if there is one dream that I want to achieve for my child, you know, it's not that they get an A+ in calculus. It's that Nathan Chen can come over and sit on my patio furniture and gift my toddler tiny Nike shoes.
All right, I'll work on it for you, Joce. I'll work on it.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Hi, Nathan. And moving on, though, Patrick Chan and Elizabeth Putnam got married.
So
and the
cute.
photos look so cute.
The photos are so beautiful. Like, from what I see on their Instagram, they're kind of like a very outdoorsy couple. They enjoy hiking. They do a lot of Canadian hiking and enjoy beautiful Canadian scenery. And I think that their wedding photos were like super reminiscent of that. And I really couldn't be happier for them.
I know, they both look so happy. Yeah.
The happiest. So congratulations to Patrick and Elizabeth.
Yeah, also congratulations to Florent Amodio, who got married to Sofia Gasumi. And that also looked hella cute. I saw some Instagram stories and that looked like a hella cute turned into hella awesome party at the end. You know, Florent Amodio absolutely got things pumping.
Yeah,
afterwards.
I mean, if there was one person who I knew their wedding guests would party until 3 a.m. and shut the place down, it would probably be him.
Oh, yeah. Who cares about COVID? Like, they're going to dance COVID straight out the door. Okay. Have you read the Shib Sib's new book, The Kudo Kids?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So first we have to introduce this new book. Okay. So
Okay,
basically
okay.
Maia and Alex Shibutani, who I love them lots. Okay. They
Same here.
have published a book that they have written together along with another co-writer that they hired. And it's called the Kudo Kids. It is a middle grade, so between ages of 8 to 12, mystery novel. And basically it is kind of like a self-insert fiction that the characters are extremely reminiscent of them. They are siblings. They have the same first initials as them. But it's like a mystery story. And I just like, I love that they're doing this. Like, I think that their MO is to kind of like incorporate a lot of like kids and teens into their fan base and to inspire kids and teens that look like them and that, you know, can be inspired by them to do big things. So I'm here for it. Claudia, I know that you read the book, so.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. From the first couple of pages, I knew that it was just pretty much autobiographical. I mean, I think their dogs' names are the same in the book and obviously in real life. But I really enjoyed the story. I thought it was well written. The amount of representation that they put in about, you know, Japanese Americans, as well as being really inclusive of all the other countries and, you know, cultures out there. It's set in kind of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, which obviously has been postponed for this year. But yeah, it was a really cool story that was really inclusive. The mystery part was great. Chris Yamaguchi blurbed it. I think it's an all-round, like, gold star.
Gold star. 5 stars on Goodreads.
Gold stars for everybody. Oh, yeah, 5 stars on Goodreads.
If we ever start a Patreon, maybe we could do a more in-depth review on our Patreon for our future potential patrons.
No, I think that would be a really good idea.
So moving on to some sadder news from this off season, we definitely want to address and acknowledge the passing of both Ekaterina Alexandrovskaya and also Christopher Reed. We just wanted to acknowledge, you know, their skating careers, all the hard work they've put in, and give our condolences to their friends and family.
So growing up, I skated with Harley Windsor, who was Katya's partner. And so, you know, the community around Katya and all of that were really, really shocked by her passing. But, you know, we all kind of gathered together and there was a GoFundMe set up by former ice dancer Greg Merriman. And, you know, we just wanted to flood her funeral with flowers and, you know, give her a really, really nice send-off. And just the community that came together for that was just really something special. And obviously during COVID, you know, made things even harder. But, you know, yeah, I think her passing, you know, it's really tragic. But it also raises a lot of awareness and light into you know, the background and how certain illnesses and, you know, coaching, you know, how that's all dealt with. It just gives more awareness to that whole topic. But yeah, and with Chris Reed, you know, the Reed siblings have been around for so long. And, you know, we've watched them skate so many programs and so many competitions that just hearing the news was like one of those things where you're like, wait, is this real? And, you know, I feel like it's, again, the community coming together was really just something special. And everyone just gave, you know, so much love to the whole Reed family. And I'm, you know, really happy that Alison's decided to go back on the competitive ice. And, you know, I know that there's going to be so much love for her and support for her and her skating in the future. So, yeah.
Yeah, we just wanted to give our condolences again to both the family and friends of Katya as well as Chris. All right, why don't we move on to some TikTok news? I love TikTok, Claudia. So I think one of my favorite people to follow is Gabby Daleman on TikTok. She does a good variety of dances, as well as she does a lot of TikToks on her training ice. She also features skaters like Satoko Miyahara teaching her many TikTok dances. And perhaps when we see the rest of the merry band of Lee Barkel skaters, including Vincent Zhou, perhaps Alyssa Liu could be in Gabby Daleman's TikToks. I think this could get spicy.
None of them will beat Satoko. She looks so at home. poor girl. I just want to know.
She's so sweet.
I just want to know what happened or what Gabby Daleman said to Satoko Miyohara to be like, do this TikTok with me and we're going to film it and we're going to do it over and over and over again. And Satoko, being the lovely kid that she is, just going, okay, sure. I'm really uncomfortable with this, but sure.
She does look mildly uncomfortable, I would say, in most, if not all of her TikToks. But, maybe she will find a song that she really enjoys. Maybe she'll be more of a dance in my backyard girl than she will a savage or a renegades kind of girl. Also on TikTok is Amber Glenn. She has been skating sometimes at her rink, but she has also been skating at the Galleria Mall, where a lot of people stop and look at her spinning in the middle of the ice and filming TikToks and stuff.
Look, I've skated in a mall. It's great when there's no one around, but then when you've got that whole audience, you're just like, can you please go away? Because I'm going to fall on my butt a lot and you guys are all videoing me and just, no thank you, please leave. But I mean, ice time is ice time.
Ice time is ice time. I feel like there's definitely something to be said about Lexi and her family drinking Orange Julius on the 3rd floor, kind of staring down at you while you do a camel spin in the middle of the ice next to the Forever 21. But I mean, ice time is definitely ice time, and we're all coping in COVID
she'll be
season.
Getting, the shouts of, whoa, and oh my God, are you going to the Olympics?
which she might be.
Yeah, she might be, definitely without triple axel. But she knows she had a great time there. She knows, she's just like, I'm a perform for y'all. And it's going to be great because look at my triple axel. I am here to compete this season.
Get it, Amber. We see you. We see you, girl.
Maybe the mall skating helped her. All right. I think that's all for news, really. Or why don't we talk about the general layout of the season? Because everything's a bit up in the air and still tentative.
For sure. So we're going to try and make this the least dry that we can for you, but we also kind of wanted to provide, obviously, kind of a general layout of the season, as considering, some of the things might be a little bit confusing as to kind of where points are coming from or how people qualify. So we wanted to kind of clarify a few things. So why don't we start with first the Junior Grand Prix just being canceled, full out canceled.
I think they didn't really have any other choice, because it's so early in the season and it was when Europe was really struggling. Really, there's no other,
Yeah, I think we definitely saw this one coming. I think a lot of people predicted it on the internet, on Twitter and stuff. I think a lot of people thought that this was the correct decision. It also means, it doesn't mean that this isn't a sad decision as well. But, we wish the best for the athletes and their training. And hopefully this gives them time to kind of recover, considering that a lot of people have taken a lot of time off the ice now that COVID has hit.
Yeah, but also with federations and some of the, the not so fortunate nations in terms of funding, I think, especially with COVID hitting every single industry, it was the only decision. It was the correct decision. And hopefully the domestic competitions that are, going to prop up will give them some competitive events to skate in. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So the next thing is also kind of an experimental thing that's happening this season. Obviously, we're all doing our best with virtual platforms like Zoom and stuff. So U.S. Figure Skating is holding a virtual challenge series, which is called the International Selection Pool. So the ISP Points Challenge, which we were talking about earlier. It has started. So it started on September 9th, and this is going to serve as the selection process for nationals.
I honestly think that this is the best thing that they could come up with. I think that, it's great that skaters can compete in this virtual challenge series. Honestly, I didn't really know how it was going to work at first. I thought they were going to, send in tapes, but, they could send in whatever tapes they wanted. And I was just like, how are you going to score everyone, doing perfect programs and selecting whatever they want to, submit? But it's the competition's just structured like a regular competition, and you submit, your skate, and whether you have falls or not, that's what you submit. And yeah, I think it's just great that competition's back on in whatever format. keeping the season going as much as they can. And yeah, we still get to see the programs. They still get to skate them. So I think it's a pretty good process.
Yeah, and from what I've seen, it's gone pretty smoothly. I guess we'll see more when, we get into more of the competitive part of the season. But from what I've seen, I think it's been going pretty smoothly, and I have high hopes for this.
And another Challenger series, the senior Bs, some of them have been cancelled, like Asian Open, Autumn Classic, the Nepal Memorial. Finlandia's been cancelled. Nebelhorn was on, though there wasn't any crowd watching. And I feel like that was kind of the big tester of how an event would go. And so hopefully the later senior Bs in the year, so like the Warsaw Cup, the Golden Spin of Zagreb, they will follow kind of Nebelhorn's structure, and, skaters get to compete. The Japan Open was on the 3rd of October, and so we got to see the Japanese skaters start their season, really. There's also been, Japan sectionals and regionals, so, it's good that they're competing and they've got, a platform and availability to do so.
Definitely. We're also going to tell you about the Cup of Russia, or Russian Cup. There are 5 stages of Russian Cup. We have seen the first one so far. They take place every 2 to 3 weeks. And the last one is the 5th stage, and that's going to be the end of the first week of December. And we will leave a link in the show notes for where you can find the entries and the assignments.
Yeah, because people keep pulling out. So it's going to be constantly changing. But the later in the stages we go, we're going to see some pretty cool matchups, like Alëna Kostornaia against Sasa Trusova and Kamila Valieva. That's in stage 5. So it's really just helps to have those cups there while everything else is cancelled, because at least we get some skating. So that's great.
Yeah, I think Russian ladies this whole year is just going to be a constant bloodbath.
100%. All right, let's move to the Grand Prix series. So far, all of the stages are a go, kind of. All of the Grand Prix events are subject to cancellation 12 weeks before the scheduled competition date. So Skate America is greenlit. That deadline for cancellation was August the 1st. And yeah, Joce, you know more about how everything's going to be organized and kind of all the processes for like the media to get through.
Yeah, so basically from what I know, Skate America is going to have a very tight media bubble. So it's a very kind of stringent way that they have to apply for things. It seems to me like they are taking every precaution. And by every precaution, I mean the media specifically. I don't mean the city of Las Vegas, which has opened everything known to mankind. But I do know that the touristy kind of parts of Vegas, so along the Strip, are being as responsible as they can be with social distancing, having things outside, for example, by the pool. But, a part of me does worry for the safety of the skaters, even though the media bubble seems to be pretty confined. It really kind of worries me of the state of Las Vegas, just kind of where they're at in terms of reopening after COVID. Or I mean, during COVID, because obviously we're still in COVID. It's not over just because we think it's over.
Yeah, so Skate Canada, Cup of China, International de France, that's actually interesting because the rink in Grenoble that was supposed to host the GP was shut down due to COVID, and that was just announced like yesterday.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a bit sketch. Yeah, but we've got the Rastelecom Cup. We know that's probably going to go ahead with half of the people wearing masks and the other half, that is the most at risk people, not. And we finish off with the NHK Trophy, and we do know that the Grand Prix final is postponed, which is interesting because that was supposed to be the test event for the Beijing Olympics. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how they're going to go about it. Are they going to do something virtual? Because it's definitely going to be tough to bring everyone into China, into Beijing for the Grand Prix final. Who knows what the ISU is going to do? But I think with the current setup of the Grand Prix series where, so selected skaters, so where you are assigned, you must reside or train in that country or have no travel restrictions to travel to a Grand Prix member country in the nearby area. So for Skate America, obviously the people who train in America, American skaters, you know, they get assigned there, same with Canada and so on and so forth. It's almost like a mini Grand Prix, like regional Grand Prix finals for every stage, because the field is so deep in each of those areas. So do you think that we need a Grand Prix final?
I mean, it would be nice to have a Grand Prix final just so we can watch it and talk about it. I selfishly want a Grand Prix final. However, I do think that each of these Grand Prix assignments or each of these events, I looked at the assignments, each of them seem to be like a nationals light almost.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, like I think that Cup of China seems to be, I mean, Hong Yi-chen just has so many people to compete with her. Who knows who's gonna end up on the podium. but I think that I mean, if we were looking at this from who is going to qualify for GPF kind of lens, right? I think that certain events, for example, Rastelicum Cup, the fields are going to be so deep, right? That it almost kind of makes me wonder like what the GPF would look like in terms of like who's going to go and who's not, considering that each of these events are basically like a nationals light.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that we have the Grand Prix series. I don't think we need a Grand Prix final given the setup, especially since, you know, we've got in 2021, we've got Europeans, 4 continents, World Juniors and Worlds. They're all going to be very similar, I feel, if, you know, given the restrictions. But I think it's still a really great opportunity for the skaters to get some ice under their feet and compete. Even if it's like a mini nationals, you know what? I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm here for any ice time that these skaters can get. Obviously, you know, a lot of momentum in the competition season is from fans, right? And it is from kind of that momentum and trajectory of kind of what each skater's competition season is going to look like in terms of personal growth, technical growth, seeing these programs evolve, right? And if we're kind of missing out on all these events, these programs don't get the time to kind of steep and mature, and, you know, they don't get to like try them out with different jump layouts and stuff. So I'm here for kind of any ice time and competitive time that these skaters can get. I think that they deserve it mentally and physically for the sake of their health and for the sake of their programs.
No, absolutely. I completely agree. And, you know, it's not completely just nationals and mini nationals. We've got like a few random injections of other countries in, and I think it'll still make it interesting. Like Tarasova and Morozova in Skate America. That's always going to cause some drama. And you know what? I think it's the best that they could do. And you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's the kind of very tentative, generic layout of the season. Obviously, we'll keep everyone updated with any news about cancellations or changes in competition format. But I think for now, that's it.
Yeah, I think that's the end of our first episode. Phew, we made it. We made it, Claudia.
Woo! Okay. Tick 1.
Tick 1. So I'm Joce, and you can come and chat with us at Lutz, L-U-T-Z, Get Down Pod on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to work with us, you can shoot us an email at lutzgetdownpod@gmail.com.
And I'm Claudia, and if you like this podcast and are salty that Kaori ditched no roots like I am, take a hot second and give us some 5-star love. We'd really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for listening. We'll talk to you later.
Bye!